It is time to check what you remember from the kitchen. David and Elena made a great team. I will ask a question, wait a few seconds for you to think, and then I will give you the answer. Let's start. What was the very first step Elena asked David to do? The first step was to prep the vegetables. She asked him to wash the tomatoes and the bell pepper. What is the difference between dicing and slicing? To dice means to cut food into small squares. To slice means to cut food into thin, flat pieces. David diced the onion and sliced the pepper. Why did David's eyes water during the preparation? His eyes watered because he was dicing the onion. This is very common for many cooks. What tool did David use to mince the garlic? He used a large chef's knife and a wooden cutting board to mince the garlic into tiny pieces. How many tablespoons of olive oil did David add to the pan? He added 2 tablespoons of olive oil to sauté the onions and garlic. What is a pinch of salt? A pinch is a very small amount of salt that you pick up between your thumb and your finger. What does it mean to simmer a sauce? To simmer means to cook on low heat with very small bubbles. This is different from boiling, which uses high heat and large bubbles. What tool did David use to drain the water from the pasta? He used a colander in the sink to drain the water. Elena told him to be careful of the hot steam. What did David do to the Parmesan cheese at the end? He grated the cheese over the pasta to turn it into small shreds. You are doing a wonderful job learning these kitchen verbs. Let's finish with some true or false questions. You use a pot to boil water and a pan to sauté vegetables. True or false? True. David used a big pot for the spaghetti and a pan for the tomato sauce. To peel a garlic clove means to cut it into tiny pieces. True or false? False. To peel means to remove the skin. To mince means to cut it into tiny pieces. A teaspoon is larger than a tablespoon. True or false? False. A tablespoon is the large spoon and a teaspoon is the small spoon. To sauté involves cooking food quickly in hot oil. True or false? True. David sautéed the onions and garlic until they were soft and smelled great. David thinks his homemade pasta looks better than the pizza he usually orders. True or false? True. He was very proud of his meal and found that following a recipe is quite easy. Excellent work today. You are becoming very comfortable with food and kitchen vocabulary. Now you can read a simple recipe in English. See you in the next lesson. Goodbye. Doors, your key to English without limits.